Hello, hello, hello to all my uniques out there. This is your girl, Akudo. Welcome to your unique wisdom. For this week, I'm going to talk on love languages. The last time I did a video on love, I spoke a little bit about it, but I keep getting a lot of emails telling me they need me to talk more, explain more about the love languages. For love languages, we mean the way you receive and express love. By love language, I mean how you express love to your spouse, to your loved ones, to your children, and how you receive love from other people, from your loved ones. And there are 5 different love languages. I'm going to explain them one after the other with some examples. The first one we are going to talk about is words of affirmation. Let me read the definition of that. It reads, it is how you express love with words that build up your partner. Words that build up your partner, and it continues, it is not complicated. Most of the time is short and is very simple. Words of affirmation. You affirm your spouse, you affirm your partner, the way you love them, you affirm it through your words. What you say. I've been doing a lot of video on words, the power of your words. I've talked about taming your tongue. I've talked about communication. Words of affirmation, that's the first language of love. They want you to affirm them with your words. I love you, honey. Things like, I appreciate you. Thank you for the food you cooked today. That dress looks good on you. Oh, my dear, you are gorgeous. Oh, my husband, you are so handsome today. That shirt looks good on you. You make my day. I can't wait to come home. Oh, immediately you came inside the house, you made my day. Oh, thank God I'm back with you. Those are words of affirmation. You affirm you love them by your words, and they build up, they do not destroy. They build your partner up and they do not destroy. So that's the first one. The second one we're going to talk about is acts of service. And that one says it expresses itself by doing things that your partner or your spouse would like. You do things that your partner or your spouse would like. And most of the time it is done positively. Remember, not negatively. It is done positively and with your partner's ultimate happiness behind it in your mind. So you go and do stuff that you know, if I do this, my spouse is going to love it. We call it acts of service. You go out of your way to do stuff. Maybe your husband doesn't know how to cook, but he went out of his way to go watch on YouTube how to prepare your favorite meal, and you came back from work, he has prepared the meal for you. Or your husband helped you with laundry today, or your husband helped vacuum the house for you, or your husband even cleaned the bathroom for you. Those are acts of service. Some people, that's how they give out love, and that's how they receive love. They give out love by acts of service and they receive love by acts of service. You do stuff for them. That's when you do things for your partner. And remember, the definition says, with the ultimate goal being the ultimate happiness for your partner. You have in your mind that, okay, what am I going to do to make my partner happy? Because this is how I receive love, by acts of service. So what am I going to do to show this guy that I love him? You do acts of service. You can do the laundry. He can go out there and cut the grass for you. Your wife knows your favorite meal, and that day she surprises you with a favorite meal. Or your wife will go out of her way to maybe take your car and go, wash it or do something for you. He might take your shoes out there and polish it for you. Or your wife will go or do laundry for you. So many other things that normally they wouldn't do for you, but they are now doing it for you. That's how they express that, hey, honey, I love you. I might not tell you all the time with words of affirmation that I love you, but the things I do around the house is showing you that I love you. Some of the men go out there and bust their behinds working hard to bring back money to the house so that there will be a roof over your head, there will be food on your table, and there will be clothes on your back. So those are acts of service. That's number 2. Number 3, language of love language is receiving gifts. Receiving gifts, and let me define that. It says this means that it is a meaningful and thoughtful gift that makes your partner feel appreciated. Listen to the definition: meaningful and thoughtful gift that makes your partner feel appreciated and loved. It is not materialistic. Most people confuse receiving gifts as a love language with being materialistic. Being materialistic is being a gold digger. It's all about money, money, and money to you. Give me, give me, give me, give me, give me. Buy me, buy me, buy me, buy me, buy me. Take, 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 take. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about receiving gifts, meaningful and thoughtful gifts. It doesn't even have to be bought in the store. You can sit down, those of you that are very creative, and draw a picture, put it in an envelope and give it to your partner or your loved one. That's a gift. You can go behind your house and pick some roses and bring it to your wife. That's a gift. You can go out there and buy a card that says exactly how you feel and give it to her. That's a gift. A gift doesn't have to be going out there and buying her a Mercedes Benz. A gift doesn't mean going out there and buying her a house. Brother, sister, if you can afford it, kudos to you, my brother. Go ahead and buy it. But don't make sure there is a thin line between giving gifts and being materialistic. Don't be a gold digger. Don't be all about the money. Don't be all about what you're getting. Material things you're getting, you can't replace love with material things. The designer shoe, the designer dress, the designer bag, the designer clutch, the designer this cannot replace love. So let us make sure we know what we're doing. Giving gifts can be anything. Giving gifts can be going to the store. Your wife loves to drink Diet Coke, and you head over to Kroger on your way coming back from work, and you buy Diet Coke and bring it back to her. That's giving gifts. Giving gift can be your wife loves apple pie and you stop at Publix and get some apple pie. That's giving gift. What I want you to understand with giving gift is it's something that is thoughtful and meaningful that will make your partner feel loved and appreciated. Every one of us want to feel loved. We all want to be appreciated. We all want to be cherished. We want to feel like somebody somewhere is thinking about us. And for those of us that their own love language is receiving gifts, you have to also give out love through that way. Not only receive, you can also give out love. You also give your partner, because your partner's own might also be receiving gifts. So for receiving gifts, remember the 2 key words. It must be meaningful and it must be thoughtful. So remember that. And then the 4th one is quality time. Spending time with your spouse, quality time. And that definition says it is all about undivided attention. Undivided attention cannot be divided. Time you spend with each other. Some women love quality time. That is their love language. They don't care about your words of affirmation. They don't care about your gifts. All they want is, please spend time with me. Let us go to the movies. Let us go for date nights. Let us spend time on our bed watching the TV. Let us spend time sitting outside our porch, just sitting down and looking at cars go by. Sometimes, some people that receive love like this, all they want is just your undivided attention. They don't want your smartphone. They don't want your TV. All they want is quietness, you and them there spending time together. And I cannot say this without mentioning this too. Most of the people that love quality time don't like you being on your phone when you're supposed to be spending quality time with them. They have to be the center of your attention right there. You see, most of the time, some men or some women will say, I'm spending quality time with you. Oh, since you love quality time, I'm going to give it to you. But they are on their phone. Hi, honey. Yes, honey. I'm listening to you. Uh-huh. 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 Did you hear me? Uh-huh. I heard you. I heard you. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. My brother, that's not quality time. My sister, that's not quality time. That's not your undivided attention. If you're speaking with your wife and you're spending quality time, let it be quality time between the two of you. Talk about what you guys are interested to talk about. Talk about things that are going on in your family. Talk about your children if you have children. Talk about your relationship. Talk about your finances. Talk about what happened at work, but let it be two of you must be present. You must be present in the quality time. One person cannot be spending quality time while the other person is 50 miles away. They are there physically, but their minds are 50 miles away from where they are. Quality time means undivided attention, focus. It must be positive. You are right there physically, emotionally, psychologically, and otherwise. You are right there present. And people that receive love like this, that's how they give out love too. They don't care about your giving gifts. They don't care about your acts of service. They don't care about your words of affirmation. What they want is spend time with me. Just spend time with me. And when you're spending time with them, this is for my married sisters out there. We don't want to spend time with our spouse. We want to spend time with our spouse and our children. Remember, the Bible says for this reason. What is the reason? The reason is marriage. The reason is togetherness. The reason is companionship. It's for that reason that this man will leave his father and his mother and cling to his wife, and they shall become one. Then when they become one, the togetherness, the companionship, God looked at them and said, you know what? Now go ye into the world, be fruitful and multiply. So children are the blessings of this companionship. Children are the cherries on top of this your ice cream. Children are the topping of the main food. So why are we now going to take the topping, the cherry, and replace it with the main food? Sisters, I want my married sisters out there, my married brothers out there, I want you to take a minute and think about this. Our children are our blessings. Our children are the thing that makes us wake up at night. But your children do not replace your spouse. Your children will not and do not replace your partner. You spend time, quality time with your husband, then you can spend your quality time with your children. But please don't replace your husband with your children, and don't replace your wife with your children. I've had so many people write me saying, oh, we spend quality time, but my husband can't go nowhere without the kids. Brother, it's time you go some places without your children. You can have a date night once a week, just you and your wife. You don't have to go to a fancy restaurant. You don't have to break the bank doing that. You can drive down to McDonald's. You can drive down, grab something, put in your car, drive downtown, come back. That's your quality time. Just spend time with your partner if this is her love language. Please, please, my sisters, my brothers, our children are our blessings. They are not our barriers. They are not our replacement people. They are our blessings. Give them what is due theirs, and also give your husband and your wife what belongs to them. And the final one is physical touch. And I'm going to explain that. It says physical touch, this expresses love through physical touch. And this can involve hugging, it can involve kissing, it can involve holding hands, rubbing people's shoulders. There are some people, this is how they express love. They like to touch. They are either holding your hands, or they are giving you a kiss, or they are rubbing your shoulders, or they are just holding your elbow, or they are just leaning on you, or they are putting their heads on your shoulders. They just love touch. And if this is how your partner receives love, my brother, my sister, you have to also give love to them this way. Because if my love language is physical touch, and all you're doing is doing acts of service for me, I'm not feeling loved and appreciated, because you're not giving me the language I understand. And if my language of love is acts of service, and you're busy giving me words of affirmation, my brother, you're wasting your time, because no matter how many times you tell me you love me, I'm looking at you like, really? But you can't even help me do laundry. You can't even help me clean the kitchen when you're on your off day. You can't even help me take the children to the park. You can't even help me pick the children from football practice, and you tell me you love me. You see, because you are giving me a love language that is not mine, I cannot receive it because it's not mine. And some of us have the 5 of them, but at different levels. Some of us, our number 1 might be acts of service. Our number 2 might be physical touch. Then the last one might be receiving gifts. Why some of us receiving gifts might be first one, the second one might be physical touch, the third one might be words of affirmation, and so on. Why some people, words of affirmation is their number 1. No matter what you do for them, you can help them cook, acts of service. You can buy them roses, receiving gifts. You can spend the whole afternoon with them at a restaurant, quality time. You can hold their hands all through the day, physical touch. But you have not given them their words of affirmation. You have done nothing for them. You haven't told them you love them. You haven't told them they look good today. You haven't told them that that dress looks good on them. You haven't said anything to affirm your love and appreciation for them. You have done nothing for them. So my sisters and my brothers, I hope I helped you guys, because you keep writing and saying, please, can you talk about the love languages? There are 5 of them. Words of affirmation is number 1. This is when you express words, love, through your words. The words are positive. The words are not complicated. The words are very short and they are very simple. I love you, honey. You make my day, honey. It looks good on you, sweetie. I love you. I can't do without you. I truly appreciate you. Words of affirmation. Then the second one we talked about is acts of service. You do stuff for them. You express love by doing stuff that you know they will appreciate. You help them out with laundry when you think it's too much for them. You help them and cook. You take the children out. You go pick the children up from basketball practice. You do the children's homework for her, which makes her job a little bit easier. That's how she receives love. Acts of service. Number 3 we talked about is receiving gifts. You give them gifts. Remember, it must be meaningful. Remember, it must be thoughtful. It is not materialistic. Don't be all about give, money, money, money. It must be meaningful. It might be thoughtful. It can be a rose from your backyard. It can be a Diet Coke from Publix. It can be an apple pie from McDonald's. It can be the small. It can be even sitting down and writing a letter. It can be even sitting down and drawing a picture. That's it. The 4th one is quality time. Spend time. This is when you express love by spending time with each other. Real time, not physically present but absent in your mind. Physically, emotionally, mentally, you are present. Quality time can entail sitting on your bed and watching a movie. Quality time can entail walking to the park. It can entail going to the gym together. It can entail sitting somewhere in front of your porch and counting, looking at cars. It can be anything, but it means your undivided attention. And then the last one is physical touch, which involves holding hands, hugging, kissing, touching, rubbing, anything that has to do with physical touch. I hope I helped somebody today. Please, please, my sisters, after watching this video, I want you to sit down with your partner and go through these 5 love languages and figure out which one is yours. There are 5 of them. You can have 3, you can have 4. Figure how many of them you have. Figure the ones your spouse or your partner has, and then sit yourself down and talk about how you're going to start sending each other love through these languages. You have to sit down and say, you know what, this is what I like. This is how I receive love. And since I know now how you receive love, this is how I'm going to show love to you. This is how we build stronger families. This is how we build stronger relationships. This is how we build stronger families and stronger children, where our children will be nurtured and our children will thrive. Remember, my sister, it takes two to tango. One person can't do it by yourself. If I know my love language, I have to know yours. You know yours, you have to know mine. If we are going to be in this relationship together, we have to know how each other feel loved and appreciated, because that is the only way we can give each other what they need. Remember, marriage relationship is a give and take situation. You give out love and you also receive love. Have a wonderful rest of the week. Remember, my sister and my brother, you are beautifully and wonderfully made by God. That is why you're unique. Remember to write me. Keep it coming. I see all your emails, all of you that write me. Thank you very much. I'm so happy when I hear that I'm helping somebody out there. uniqueakudo@gmail.com. Write me with your questions, with topics you want us to talk about. Share this video. Give it to the next sister. Give it to the next brother. Let them figure out their love languages so they can be able to build stronger homes and stronger relationship where Jesus Christ is the foundation, because he said, on this rock I will build my church. On this solid rock he's gonna build his church, and the gates of hell will not prevail against. Enjoy the rest of the week. Like I said, write us. Please subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to the channel. I'm waiting. What are you waiting for? Come on, click on the red button that says subscribe. Click on it and click on the notification bell so that you'll be the first to see my videos when they drop. Be kind to yourselves and to each other. Love you one another. Bye-bye.